How did I become one of the largest silver brokers in the world? It's a great story. I'm sitting in my crappy little college apartment. I just finished my midnight shift at the hospital. I was waiting for my rotation to end, and phone rings, and it's Tom Sullivan, very, very famous floor broker. And he says to me, "Hey, Pete, you've been on the floor your entire life. You've been working every summer here." He goes, "I want you to come down and clear back month December for me. Your dad just told me you have 3 months until you start possibly in your medical berth to become a doctor. You finished your undergrad now." He says, "Come down, come for 3 months." I said, "Tom, I got a job right now." He said, "I'll buy you a seat." I said, "Excuse me?" He says, "I'll make you a member to fill for me." He says, "My guy just fell down sick. I need you for 3 months until I can find somebody else." I said, "Fine." So I come down, I start filling paper in the back month silver, and as it turns out, I was pretty darn good at it. I'd been spending my whole life, as you know from the other episodes. I was very much ready for it. And I'm filling orders, and I was filling very complex orders called spreads. Only 3% of the market trades spreads, and for some reason I was good at it. And so I got a spread order in, and it was inverted. It was backwards. The guy that sent the order in would have lost tens of thousands of dollars. And I looked at it and I said, "Whoa." I waved over at the phone clerk, because in the old days you would pick up the phone, write the order out by hand, give it to a runner. The runner would come to me and I would fill the order. I'd execute it. Well, as I turned out, it was a good size order. And as wrong as it was, the phone clerk would have been fired. And I loved Timmy with a passion. He was a great kid, and I didn't want to see him go for any reason, let alone just for a simple error. I walked over, I grabbed the phone. I said, "Get this customer on the line." I get him on the line. This gentleman comes on with a heavy Southern accent. "What's wrong, son?" I said, "You got your order in backwards." I go, "If I fill this order, you're going to lose a fortune." I said, "I'm going to make a lot of friends, but you're definitely going to lose a fortune." And he said, "Tell me about it." Explain it to him. He said, what do we do?" I said, "We're going to invert this, but it's so big for the months here that we're going to make it what's called a DRT, which is a broker's discretion, which means I'm now your broker and I'm going to fill this the best I can. Otherwise, it's just going to cost you a fortune." He said, "Fine, go with it." I said, "Give it to the kid, make sure it's all on tape, and get it to me." I filled at the end of the day, I filled the order, I got it all done. I go back, but Tim's waving me over. Southern gentleman's on the phone. He said, "Son, you work for me now." And I said, "Excuse me?" I said, "I work for Tom." He said, No, I just got off the phone with him." He said, "We're going to be putting a lot of our stuff through you." He said, "I'm Nelson Bunker Hunt." And I said, "Wait a minute. You're Nelson Bunker Hunt, the wealthiest man in the world?" He said, "I don't know in the world, but I got a fair amount of money." And we just started laughing. He was a good guy. I said, "I will fill orders with you, but I got to clear it with Tom. I'm here. He brought me down here. He's a friend of my family forever." I said, "This has to be done right." He says, "Absolutely. That's what I want." And we took silver from $4.80 to $50, the biggest move in the history of the exchange. And I didn't end up becoming a doctor, but I certainly had a good time. So there you go. That's how I became one of the biggest silver traders in the world.